Welcome to another edition of News Bites here on Daily World Television. My name is Kal Korff and I'm your host. The co-founder of the Facebook-related company Oculus Rift has resigned. He has also left any official connections with Facebook, the larger parent company. This is significant because the reason he left is rather interesting. During the campaign for the 2016 presidential election in the United States, Hillary Clinton was being trolled by a series of memes that were actually very vicious in nature. They were not always factually correct as well. And there were these umbrella organizations that sprung up to go ahead and launch them and flood the internet with them. Turns out that the individual who just resigned is the person who did this. Because of being caught, and because this issue is politically sensitive, and Facebook of course supported Hillary Clinton, as did most of the Silicon Valley giants, including Apple and Google. Google in fact helped her campaign as it did Barack Obama's campaign. He has now resigned, he's apologized, and he will no longer be part of any joint ventures between Facebook and Oculus Rift. Now, Oculus Rift is a very interesting product because it is expected to be one of the next big things for Facebook, as well as the computing market in general. Apple and others are also pursuing similar products. The short version of what it does is it is a pair of goggles that you put on that completely obscure your vision. And what it does is it connects to your computer or your mobile device, and it will project in front of your eyes a virtual reality world that is three-dimensional and looks very real. In tests that have been done on it, people have even gotten sick and have thrown up because they really think they're moving when they're not. What is called augmented reality and virtual reality are some of the next big things that are going to hit consumers. Let me briefly explain the difference between the two. Augmented reality is when you have things that augment what already exists. There are already augmented reality apps. They've been on the market for years. Probably the most popular one by far is the game Pokemon Go. When you play Pokemon, you simply turn on your camera and you point it at anything, such as your table in an office or maybe your desk at work. And what you'll see are these creatures pop up as if they're really there. They're not there. It's part of what's called augmented reality. Some other augmented reality apps exist in the architecture or construction space. What you can use these apps for, and there are plenty of them available for Android or iPhone platforms, is you point your camera at an office that is empty. You then drag with your finger the furniture that you want to stock that office with from a website online. It's a real 3D object. And the software will put it into the right place and right location. You can view it from any angle. This allows you to see ahead of time what your office will look like before you buy any furniture. So the prospects for augmented reality, when it's done right, are infinite. Then there's virtual reality. Virtual reality, unlike augmented reality, is a completely immersive experience. Once you have headphones on and your eyes completely covered by these visors, your senses are then subject to whatever computer imagery and stimulation comes from the environment. Virtual reality is so convincing to human senses when it's done right that people have reported everything from motion sickness to actually not being able to walk straight or falling over because they think it's really happening. There are even virtual reality suits that will put pressure on your legs or on your feet or on your arms or on your fingers, simulating all the physical senses. So again, the difference is that a virtual reality experience is completely immersive, whereas an augmented reality experience is only partially submersive, meaning you can still look at your smartphone or your tablet, see everything, look up at somebody. You're not immersed and totally engrossed sensory-wise in the experience, where in virtual reality you are.